don't know what I'm talking about here. This table saw that I've got has a safety feature in it where if you touch the blade while it's spinning, while it's on, it will immediately drop the blade, right? So it's got this giant brake in it, this aluminum brake that slams. There's normally a spring in here, right? And it's normally locked. It's normally locked in here. So if it detects a touch, or if something sets off the brake, something sets off the saw, and causes it to go into the safety mode, this will spring up, go into the saw, so you can see like a lot of damage there, um, in this used brake. It goes into the saw blade and immediately stops it and drops it. Right. The problem is, this thing is $95 here. Got like all these electronics and big capacitors and stuff in there. So this thing is $95. It ruined the saw blade. It was just the stock saw blade, so it's not that big of a deal. But it did ruin the saw blade, because as I pried this off, it one of the teeth from the saw blade, it's back there, but one of the carbide teeth from the saw blade came off with it. So yeah, I mean it was incredible how much force, you could just feel it. Like, this thing is shooting up very, very quickly, and it's causing that super fast rotating saw blade to immediately come to a stop, right? It drops it and gets it out of the way and brings it to a stop. So, like, this is absorbing a ton of kinetic energy, right? Of force. Um, so, I mean, I'm thankful that I have this, but I'm a little disappointed now, and I'm thinking that there's a possibility that because I cut that that blank with metal in it, with metal foil, even though it went all the way through the resin, it made it all the way through the resin as it was cutting through to the burl. I think maybe I just accidentally twisted just a little bit with the gripper, and that caused it to short out the blade, and yeah, the rest is history. So that was a good old $200 mistake right there when it's all said and done. So thankfully, I did contact SawStop. I may not have a leg to stand on anymore. I was going to try and argue that this was a misfire. I was just going through, resin and burl. But now that I've had some more conversations, I am bad at saying that the resin may be a conductor. I think it's the gold foil, especially in the resin. I've cut a ton of resin blanks on this before. I don't understand why. I mean, resin, to me, resin should be an insulator, but I'm not sure. What material is the brake? It's aluminum. That's aluminum right there. In 4 milliseconds, that's right. No, no clips, unfortunately. It was yesterday morning. It was like a time where I really, really wished that I was streaming, and I wish I could have seen the replay, but I know for sure it didn't touch my hand. Like, I had a chat with Sasaki yesterday. Like my hand was on top of the gripper. There's pretty much no way it came in contact with my hand. But as far as like if the metal and the blank set it off, I'm thinking that's probably it now. It's very unfortunate. I'm pretty sad by it, but not cheap. It's still better than losing a limb. You're right, Outback. So, all right, take into account that I shouldn't sell it too cheap. Small enough not to pay for VAT for my sales, so don't want to compete with serious makers paying the VAT by underpricing my stuff. I mean, Kissa, you can't you can't underprice your stuff because nobody wins. Like, I mean, I guess the customer kind of wins, but and there are times and places I think to discount your stuff, but I mean, if your goal is to make some money and have a successful business, like, you're not doing yourself any favors by underselling your stuff, right? In my opinion, it's better to keep it in stock and try and sell it at the correct price than sell it too cheap, right? If you're trying to learn something, it's one thing. Trying to make just a little bit of money off of it, one thing, but in reality, selling it too cheap is not good. Bad Ed always disables when he has anything sketch. Yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't know this was gonna be sketch. And I started like yesterday. You can disable the brake, and then you can kind of test it. So I was I mean I guess we could do it now actually. I haven't done it with the blank, but I was testing the like the gripper, right? Even though it definitely did not hit the gripper either. I started like running the blade over the rubber and the plastic, but yeah, there was no trip, so I don't know exactly. I think it's got to be the blank at this point. All right, what's our design? The resin won't conduct electricity. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm gonna send it into them. We'll see. We'll see what they say. We know the CEO of SawStop. He's not easily swayed about anything. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming, Huntress. I mean, I know it's gonna be a tough sell, but I'm hopeful at least that maybe they'll give me a discount. You know, maybe they can give me a little discount on the break. Like if I could just get the break 50% off, get $50 back, that would be great. I know that's a pipe dream. And maybe they want to send me a new blade, but yeah, I'm doubting that's gonna happen. Yeah, not great Outback, but yeah, but I hope everything's been going well for you. Good to see. Uh I don't bet would bet that the metal and the resin did it. The system is based on the current draw through the blade. When it changed for any reason, it activates. Yeah, and I'm sure there's some like lighter. There's some threshold that they're looking for in that change, right? And obviously they're trying to make it as sensitive as possible without causing too many false occurrences, right? So I mean, yeah, they have to err on the side of safety, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, man, that little mistake right there just cost me $200, and yeah, I don't necessarily have $200 to be spending on this all the time. Let's not forget to make a tenon. So we're gonna do that, and then maybe yeah, start to stair step this thing. We'll see. I don't know exactly what this foot is gonna end up looking.